Before we start, let's all sit straight, keep the spine straight, and we will recite the Om mantra 3 times together to get the collective energy. Take a deep breath. We are invoking the energy of being here right now, today. So your body is sitting here, your mind might be wandering outside, and by reciting this mantra, bringing your mind to your body. So we are creating the oneness of body and mind through Om mantra and that Om divine energy. So let me ask you, you have been here for last 3 days. Are you happy here? Do you that you would be happy for the rest of your life like this? Is it possible? Good. How about if you go out from here and get a phone call that your girlfriend has left you? Or your child might be flunked the exams? Or somebody has robbed your house? Or when you drive back home and somebody honks you and cut you off and maybe touch your car, what happens? Would you still be happy like this? Good. That's a very good news. So means I do not have to go rest of my presentation. But I can share my experiences with you that when these things, I did a lot of meditation. I've been doing meditation for 35 years and living the spiritual life for a long time, and still, when these things came to me, I was not grounded. My threshold was not down and I was not stable and calm. And I feel that I am an average person, and so is everybody else. So everybody goes through these emotions and traumas. Tell me, who has not gone through these emotions and traumas? Please raise your hands. No hands. It means we all go through those traumas and those emotions. But at the same time, Scripture says, or when we meditate, we feel so peace. What happens? We are so peaceful at that time. We want to extend that peace and love and compassion and that oneness with ourselves every moment of our life. But we can't do that. Even though Scripture says, I am Satchit Ananda, I am true nature, I am love, I am peace. And this love is a part of my DNA. What happens at that time? Where does that DNA, does it leave? Does it become mutant? Then Gita, Bhagavad Gita, my teachings are, my speakings are based on Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse, beautiful verse, which answers all of these questions, that why do we feel this? Jayato Vishyan Punsam, Sangastesh upjayate. Sanga sanjayate kama. Kama krodho bijayate. We get angry. When we are angry, what happens to our smriti? Our memory that we are love, we are peace. When we are angry, we forget everything. And that time, we become and go to our lower self. Same thing happened to Arjuna. When he faced a tragedy in his life, he went to depression, even though he was staying with the Lord Krishna all the time, with dear friends. If he could go to depression, we are normal human beings which we live in this world. So it's normal. If that verse says that, could I have my presentation please? To my next slide. Sorry, I didn't even realize my presentation was not on. Next slide please. Next slide please. Next slide please. This is what happens. When we think about something, we want that. And then when we want it, we get it. We want more and more and more greedy. Our ego goes up because I got it. At the same time, if I do not get it, I have a Maruti. Other people drive BMW. So I want BMW too. So I keep thinking about it. Now, I can't afford it, I don't get it, and my friend got it. I get very angry, very frustrated. And what happens? I'm frustrated, anger. So all these thoughts, now, can you hear me? So no matter what we do, everything starts from the mind. Everything starts from the thought. Next slide, please. So when we have those negative thoughts, then what happens? Negative attitude. And that flushes the toxins in our body. And what happens to that? Our stress, insomnia, we cannot sleep at night. And then the diseases, high blood pressure, cancer, immune deficiency diseases, you name it. You are friend of all of those. And then Ashanti. Shanti to Ashanti with the thought of one thought. So, what can we do? Because these thoughts are the cause of terrorism, 9/11 in USA in 2008-7, and also just mass killing happened to the children. This is all due to the thought in the mind. So the next slide. What does Lord Krishna tell in Bhagavad Gita? Mayeva man may buddhiv nireshya nishyasti mamev ati irdhyam nasanchya. It means that you put the divinity in your mind, goodness in your mind, positiveness. We can call God in any name. And when we put that in, then Lord says, divinity will come into you, I will take care of you. So what he's saying, I will say it in Hindi, Masti mein jiyo, Anand mein jiyo. So, most of the time we are here. Somebody is always, whether we are angry or we are worried or we are losing our sleep or one or something is bothering us. But beautiful Gita teachings takes you step by step to self-transformation and self-purification until you lose all this negativity which is called 5+2 enemies. And through Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, which we'll talk about it, but my focus is, since due to the limitations of the time, I will not go into each one, but I will just take one step here. Live in the consciousness of Anandam. Live in the consciousness of oneness. Live in goodness. What is goodness? In Bhagavad Gita, this is the purity of heart, sattvic lifestyle. So how do we do that? How do we live in the consciousness? Sit and meditate? That's not possible. Do all the malas and japas? That's not possible. We have to bring this goodness in our everyday life, every moment, because spirituality is not something we sit for and practice half an hour. It's the every moment of our life we have to practice. We have to live in spirituality until we become a spiritual. And spirituality, by looking at you, people say this must be a spiritual person because your aura, your vibration to people will speak for you. You don't even have to speak anymore. So, Anandam in thinking, what does it mean? Always have a good thought, positive thoughts. Know the purpose of life, why am I here? And do every thought and every activity to lead you there. And then, next senses, I'm focusing on these 5 senses because in Bhagavad Gita, and the scripture says, control your senses. How could I control my senses? My mind is supposed to be thinking, right? If it doesn't think, means I'm in coma. So it must be, it should be thinking. But what is thinking? That's my choice. Here, mouth is to eat. What I put in my mouth, that's my choice. Speaking, how I speak, Gita says beautifully, Anudvekaram vakyam, satyam parhitam cha, swadhyaya abhyasnam, vanmaitap uchyate, means speak which does not raise other person's blood pressure, does not put other person down, speak sweet words, speak the truth, but speak the truth with intelligence and don't hurt other people because I said it and you didn't do it. It happens in the families and husband and wives a lot. So, and then see goodness in others and yourself, because God has not wasted His time creating us and creating other people. So see the goodness, everybody offers something good in life. And then, no, go back please. And have a Anandam attitude. So live in Anandam and live in goodness attitude. Because when we practice Anandam and goodness, look at the spelling of goodness. G-O-O-D-N-E-S-S. Now, what is the, from there we go to the godliness. So what is a G-O? Drop. The difference between good and God is only one O is dropped. What does that mean? It means we have to zero. We have to pull that one O, zero that O of that. I will say it in Hindi. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ankar, jealousy and hatred. Selfish desires, anger, greed, unduly attachment to things, ego. And I'm talking about the bad ego, which is the arrogancy. I'm not talking about self-esteem, the good ego, because that we must have it, but remove the arrogancy out of it. And once we do that, then we can feel the godliness. So basically, think good, see good, hear good, speak good, do good, and then you will change the old pattern of our sanskara. So next slide please. And I put the righteous action here, do righteously, because Bhagavad Gita talks about dharma, what is righteous action. Anything which takes you toward the calmness, or towards your purpose of life, or toward the godliness, or toward the goodness, or toward the oneness, that is Karma Yoga. So living in Anandam, or Karma Yoga is take the full responsibility of your action. 100%, not 99%. Do it with love and compassion, and do not expect anything in return. Raise your children and give them the wings to fly, and do not expect that they should take care of you when you are old. They do it, it's their blessing and your teachings, but your expectation will hurt you more, and it's everywhere in the life. So, practice not just in the ashrams or talking, but we should practice in real life. Next slide please. And of course we have to take care of ourselves. So we should do our asanas, yoga, pranayam, meditation, and mantras, which is Om, and then prayers and silence. So next slide please. Here, I have many books, and every book has a spiritual planner on the back. Most of my books are 30 days, so you can practice every day. So you are not sidetracked, and you do not forget how to do the self-purification and self-transformation, because this is the pattern and this is the you follow. And the next slide, please. And once we, by doing that, continuous practices, that light, that peace, self-transformation and self-purification comes, and the peace comes in the heart. Peace comes in heart, then we can extend it to the family, then we can extend it. If we have it, then we can extend it to not just the family, the community, whole nation, and whole universe, whole world. So everything starts here, within me. I have to have that peace within me and oneness with me, and then I can give it to the world. So in my definition of Karma Yoga is Anandam, living in Anandam, and goodness is sadhana. And spreading it to others, that is Karma Yoga, or that is Kriya Yoga, whatever you like to call it. So next slide, please. So let's make a commitment here, sitting all together, starting the new era, that from now on I will live in Anandam and in goodness, and I will enjoy my life, because God has put us here. God has put us here to go and enjoy the world, and we are creating this world in all terrorism and all that, and we should be enjoying every moment of our life. So let's take the commitment. Just say it with me. From now on, I will enjoy my life, every moment of my life, and I will direct my life toward goodness, and I will practice the goodness every moment, every second of my life. Spirituality is not something activity, it is a lifestyle. So live that lifestyle. So the next slide, please. We will sit for a few minutes. I still have time, because so let's sit down. I'm going to sit down, and let's do a 5-minute meditation together on whatever I talked about it. (11:30). Let's all close our eyes very gently, sit straight, and we will recite the Om only one time. Focus on your nostrils and breathe in all the way to your navel and lower abdominal part. Breathe out. Breathe in. And with every breath, just say, relax, relax. And now, focus on your Bindu Chakra, right in the middle of the eyebrows, and see the beautiful light. And with every breath, take that light and fill your lungs, your heart, and feel that golden light, that pure energy is flowing to every organ of your body. It's going to every cell, your heart cells, your liver cells, your hepatocytes, your spleen, your intestine, and enriching with this golden divine light. And your heart is filled with love. And now it is filled so much that the energy is moving upward toward your throat, and it's going to your forehead, your whole face, your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your tongue. Everything is filled with Anandam, love, peace, energy. And focus on your head, your pituitary glands, your pineal glands, your thymus, your thyroid, your adrenal glands. The whole endocrine system is filled with pure Anandam energy. All the hormones are balanced in your energy. And now you are filled so much with this pure energy that now give it to your neighbors which are sitting next to you in the hall. And then send it to your loved ones and to the whole Hyderabad. Expand and give it to the whole Andhra Pradesh and give it to the whole India. And now expand, because you are expanded. You are not just in the body, you are infinite. You are merging with the whole divine energy in the cosmos. You are the part of the cosmos energy. You are not a micro. You are the part of the macro cosmic energy. And now send this to neighboring countries, to Pakistan. And people feel love and oneness. And to Bangladesh, to Sri Lanka, to Japan, to Europe, to UK, everywhere, to America, to Canada. And send this energy to all the living beings, all the trees, all the rivers, everywhere in the universe, because you are a part of universe. You have no limitations. Your body has dropped. You become totally love, peace and Anandam, that oneness energy, and whole world not separated by the boundaries, but all are bound together with love, peace, and the whole earth, whole universe is merging with the one truth, and we are the part of truth. And feel that energy. Please rub your hand. Put it on your head. Rub your body. Asato mam satgamya tamso mam jyotirgamya mritur mam amritam gamya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti for my body, my physical body. Peace for my mind. And peace for the whole universe, the cosmos. So let's please hold your hands together and just say with me, I am love, you are love, everyone is love. I am peace, you are peace, everyone is peace. I am oneness with universe, you are oneness with me. We are all one, oneness, one, all united oneness in the universe. Thank you and namaste, and thank you very much for being a part of this wonderful energy we have all created collectively. And thanks again. You can tell how much energy we have created. I hope everybody.
ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतः शृण्वन्नो गणपते गणेशुत्वामाभुर्विक्रातमं कवीना न रजेत्वक्रीयते किं शरारे महामर्कं नाथमं चित्रवत्स ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः तन्नो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनी महासरस्वत्यै नमः सत्यवत्तनि पुरोनिविश्वस्य बृहतः वेदाये अध्यासते ॐ श्रीवेदपुरुषाय नमः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
While Ms. Satya is being felicitated, may I request Dr. Yugandhar and Padma Shri Karthikeyan sir to come on to the dais to launch Ms. Satya Kalra's book on Prosperity Forever.